everybody, this is Money Mom. It's Thursday night. I came up with an idea for a collab and invited some other YouTubers, and this is what the subject is. What can you do in addition to having an emergency fund, or better yet said, how to supplement your emergency fund? And at the end of this very short video, I'm going to invite some fellow YouTubers and anyone that wants to do this collab. I think the more budgeting channels that do this could be great, because the more budgeting channels that do it, the more ideas we come up with. As we know, and this is a subject I feel like I go over and over and over, hopefully I'm not boring you guys with it, about how important it is to have an emergency fund. It's great to do that, and Wendy Valencia, even in addition to having her emergency fund, she does what they call get to storm mode, which means you crack down on your budget so that in case there's an emergency that comes up, you're ready. Well, I came up with some ideas in addition to having an emergency fund that you could do. Let's get started. And some of these ideas came from some of you wonderful folks. These are some ideas that other people have told me that they do in addition to emergency fund, so that if things got tight around their house, they've got other backups. Number one, and one of you gave me this idea. One of you has some gift cards around that you keep for maybe possibly different grocery stores, gas cards, things like that. You're careful of expiration dates, but you keep them around so that if things got kind of tight one month, where maybe Murphy happened, you might have some grocery store gift cards or gas cards and things like that, maybe even a restaurant card, and you save those and have them set aside that you keep in case things got tight for any reason. So that's number one, and that came from one of the wonderful subscribers. Number two, this idea, which I've heard from other people, Julie over at Julie's World told me about this. She told me this one is preparing food ahead, or basically prepping and keeping stockpiles of food that will, keep. She does this, and she had a few times where there were job losses in her household. Well, she has a pantry where she had food set aside, and I'm sure that it was food, maybe dry beans, things like that, or canned food, maybe things that were in her deep freezer, that she had ahead of time, so when things got tight, they could drastically cut their grocery bill and eat off all of their reserve. So I thought that that was good, and I know some of you are looking to stockpile and preserve extra food to keep. I have not done that yet, to be honest, but I would definitely be open to doing it if I had a safe place to keep these items. Number three, somebody else had said they try to pay ahead on bills, so they're always a month ahead on their bills. I could probably do this on some of my bills. It depends on the bill, but that would be another idea. Number four, always have a side gig ready to go. For example, if things got really tight around here, or I lost one of my accounts, right away I could go back to demoing on the weekends and demo every Saturday and Sunday. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't really be keen about doing that because I've been used to being home on weekends now, but since I basically put in 22 years of every weekend almost doing demos, I feel like I deserve a rest at this point. But if I needed to go back to doing demos every weekend, I could, and I know where to get that. Always have side jobs up and ready to go. Have more than one source of income, so if some well dries up, you've got another one to go to. So that's number four. Number five, this is kind of one I came up with. Make sure, and if you whether keep a list, keep up with things that need to be fixed around your home, your car. I know a lot of folks, and some people can't maybe help it because maybe their income isn't high, or things happen all at once. If you have things that need repairing and you have the money, keep up with getting all of that stuff done, so that if something happens where you are financially strapped, you've got those items that are fixed already, and you're not like, oh gosh, we need two new tires on the car, oh, the air conditioning and heating broke and we haven't gotten it fixed yet. Keep up with all of your home repairs, home maintenance, and car repairs and maintenance, so that you're ready if you do have to go into storm mode. Okay, this is number six and my final one. Buy double of things if they're a really great deal. Example I've given before, my husband, and he still has them, he has some shoes that are excellent quality They had a buy one, I think it was buy one, get one half off, and we ended up getting 2 pairs of shoes. And I've done that before with buying shoes. Or if we find a really good deal on something, we will buy an extra one to have as a backup. So that's also really good. And maybe set aside some of these things. You know, like if you find a great deal on some bath towels, buy some you're using, but set some aside in an area. So that way, you know what, like I said, if something happens, you've got backup of these items. These are some of the ideas I came up with. I'm going to call out the people that told me they wanted to be part of this collab. If any of the rest of you budgeting channels want to be part of it, that's great. I'm still not sure about collab etiquette. I don't want to call out a bunch of channels if they're not interested in doing it, so I'll let you know the 3 channels that expressed interest in doing it. Cultivating My Life, I love the name of that channel, and I'm just getting to know the young lady over at that channel, and she seems like a very sweet lady. Number 2, I call him Plenty of Money, but Valentine over at PLENTEOUZ Money. And number 3, Julia Marie. So those are the channels I'll link. I'm new to Julia Marie and Cultivating My Life. I'm just getting to know them, but they both seem like very sharp ladies. I really appreciate y'all watching. I'd love to hear your ideas below on what you can do in addition to having an emergency fund. Thanks everybody for watching. Love you. Bye.